Yo, what's up there guys, it's Immersive Gamer 83 and thank you very much for stopping by. Today I'm going to attempt to actually start working on a project in Unreal 4. I have actually started something already. I've just had a little play around with the tools. I've spent a couple of hours here and there. I've watched a fair few tutorials and it's going to be probably about an hour, maybe two, just tonight, just playing around with some stuff. I've already sort of thrown some bits together. I've downloaded some bits from the Epic Store. And yeah, I've just mainly been using all the free stuff so far. So on my library I have a whole host of stuff that in my library ready to go, and there's a lot of stuff on here I have in there already. So all of this stuff is free assets. I've not paid for any of it. It's all available to use within Unreal Engine, and I've pretty much got a couple of things going on. So we've got the test build going on there, and I'm just going to launch the engine now. Shouldn't take too long to boot up. The main reason for me actually getting interested and started playing around with Unreal is I like the fact that a lot of the Unreal games look quite beautiful. So a lot of people would say that Unity is an easier option to go for, but overall I think that I quite like the way things look on Unreal, and overall I think why not go for it. I've seen a few things. It looks pretty accessible. There's not too much going on these days, so yeah, I should be able to just launch that now. I don't know whether that's starting or not. Looks like it's doing something. There we go. Yeah, as usual, it's trying to start SteamVR, but I've unplugged my Pimax, so that's fine. So originally I started off trying to make a little city. I had a little look around at using some of the assets. I've just dumped a load of assets on set, and then just started to work on something. I want to work on something like a cyberpunk kind of style city, and I've also downloaded schematics, like a map, like a top-down view of one of my favourite games from back in the day. It's like Killzone 3, and it's Bilgask Boulevard. The Bilgask Boulevard was a pretty sick multiplayer map back in the day, so I just downloaded it as a JPEG, and then after downloading it as a JPEG, I've dumped the file and I've tried to resize it and put it down on just a flat bit of geometry on the floor and use it as like a template. So I'll show you that momentarily. I'm probably going to cut this out of this. I should have just waited for a second before I hit stream, to be honest, but there we go. Live and learn. Okay, alright, so we're in. I'm just going to adjust my speed a little bit so I can swing the camera about a bit better, and I'll show you around a little bit of what I've done so far. Alright, so as you can see, this is quite a messy map there, but I couldn't work out how else to do it. So don't worry too much about this. This is just a top-down view, rough, really sort of ugly JPEG version from a top-down view of Bilgask Boulevard. I couldn't work out how to scale it correctly because I'm still a noob, and this is just some early stuff as well. So I'm just going to drop my little speed down, camera speed a little bit, down to about 3, and I've just put some assets down on the map just so I could kind of, this was like the first probably hour or two just messing around, putting some things down, just trying to work out how things go. And as you can see, all these things here are sort of individuals, so like if I just click on that, I can actually like delete out a single thing there, and you can see that I've kind of put those in individually and sort of set them all up in the scene. I mean, this is not anything I'm going to use. I just wanted to sort of mess around and just see how things worked. So I'll put a couple of lighting sources in there as well, which is just an angled light. and just a little bit of signage there. One of the things that I've always done on things like Modbox as well is just get a character in on the set just for scaling as well, so you can kind of reference, and when you are building, it's always good to have like an NPC just to sort of see how big it goes with the rest of your scene. Don't worry about the floor for now. This is sort of built on a different level, and you can kind of see that it goes under the floor a little bit there as well. So let's go and start off over here. We'll start putting down some geometric shapes. So this is just a very rough outline at the moment, and I'm just going to block out the outside of this map, and after that, once I've got the block in, I can delete the rest of it. One of the things as well you've got to be careful of is if you rescale using this tool, if I do that, you can see that it's stretched out the actual shape of the squares, which is not ideal, because when you put textures on that, you actually get texture stretching, whereas the correct way of doing it, from what I've read, is to do it in the details box. So once you're on here, you can work out which axis on the brush settings will affect that. So no, not that one. So you can Control Z to undo that, work out which one you're on, and use this to actually rescale it correctly. And then once you've done that, you can click back on there and move it around. We can see if I can get that a lower angle. I don't think it's going to let me. But I'll probably have to do. We'll just make it a little bit longer. Cool, well, that's good enough. Another good thing we can do as well is actually click on a piece that's already there, like that one, and if you hold the Alt key, you can actually drag and clone, which is quite useful. That's fine. And then another thing we can do as well is we can 90-degree flip this one. Just move or clone it and then flip it. The only thing that you have to remember about flipping pieces like that is you've just changed your X, Y and Z. So what was on the Z axis is still going to be Z axis, but not flip 90. So you just have to, if you are going to do it that way, you just have to think about that a little bit when you're doing it. So something to think about there. You can actually make that a bit longer. So yeah, one of the main reasons that I chose to actually use this as one of the platforms was the fact that they've actually made a load of these assets like completely free. So there's a whole load of stuff from like the Paragon series. It's like a failed game from Unreal, and they've released like millions of pounds worth of assets like absolutely free. And I was just like, no way. There's a load of stuff on there from Infinity Blade as well. They've recently took over Quixel as well. Quixel is like a team that travelled around the world doing some like sick fucking photogrammetry stuff. So they went around going and getting all of like these really mad epic awesome quality photo scan realistic textures of things, and then they've just gone and literally released all of that stuff for free. So I mean, the only time you'd have to start paying stuff is if like your project makes over like $3,000 within like a month. So if you make over 3,000 a month, then yeah, you're going to be looking to pay. You'll be paying for some stuff on the and rightly so. To be fair, the amount of money that like they've put in, and being straight up and honest, I don't lightly say that sort of thing about Unreal, because I think that I don't like their aggressive tactics on their storefront. I think that they're really, when they did that thing with like Metro Exodus and that pissed me off quite a bit. But overall, as you know, I really do like the tool. It's like you can get some really high quality stuff going on with it as well. It's really amazing. I mean, what I'm doing with the tool right now is obviously rubbish in comparison to a lot of things, because I'm literally day one noob. But I spent a little bit of time before, and I literally did not even know how to put anything down on the maps at all. Like, so this is actually quite an achievement, just working out how to place down objects. It's quite difficult when you first start off, like really is. But before you know it, you're dropping stuff down pretty awesome and pretty quick. It's pretty powerful once you get the hang of things and know where you find different bits and pieces. And there's some really awesome things on here, and you can just download loads of asset packs and stuff as well. I mean, like some of these like textures and things like from your assets are really amazing. You can just go in and start making some top-notch stuff, to be honest. Let's have a look on here. I could probably grab some of this actually. So if I grab that one, copy that, we'll move some horizontals down as well, and then we can start just adjusting these bits and bobs. Okay, alright. So yeah, I'm not really sure if you guys have had a chance to check out any of that the old games like on the PlayStation before, but like I was just thinking, what maps would I like to see, and what would I be able to take, just to take away from some of these maps. I mean, going in there and trying to make something from the top of my head initially, I mean, I don't know how good that would be. So I just thought, as a first attempt, why not just go in there and just make something that that you had fond memories of. So I think the way the map flowed as well was really quite good, and it'll be nice to have something like that, just to have a little look and play it in VR as well. So there is a lot of cool stuff you can use for this as well. So there is actually like a lot of VR applicable stuff you can download as well off of the Unreal store as well, which is well worth a look. And some of the games have actually got like mod tools now as well, like so Pavlov's got like some Unreal sort of mod tools as well. So if you're proficient with it and you sort of have an idea about what you're doing and that, you'll be able to throw something together, and that's pretty exciting, to be honest. Like releasing levels and working on things like that. I mean, I don't know how good they'll be realistically, and whether they'll even be worth playing. But for me, I just wanted to practice and just have a little play around inside the engine. And like last time I tried, I literally just ended up giving up. It was too hard. It really was too hard. And I gave it a good week as well trying, and I couldn't even work out how to put things in the world. Whereas now I'm at least got to that point, and I can actually start putting some stuff down, which is pretty exciting times. I mean, as you can see, this stuff's going pretty fast, to be honest. It's going down pretty quick, just blocking out the levels. And I'm sure there's a lot quicker people out there that are awesome, but as far as it goes, this is pretty awesome. And one of the biggest bits of advice I'll say is as well, I've had this thing crash quite a bit as well, so it's worth just saving often, because then if it does ever go, you can always just boot it back up again, and you're not lost hours worth of work. I think one of the nicest things about this as well is that you can actually go inside and edit things in VR as well. There's a VR editor, but like once I've got the basics down of this, I think I'll be a bit more inclined to check it out. Whereas at the minute, it's a bit scary. So I'll wait until I've had a bit more time. Not too sure how my mic levels are either at the minute, or even if anyone's watching, I don't even know. There we go. And this is not going to be perfect. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I just want to try and block out it, make out the, and rough it out, make it look roughly what it's like, and then you can go into play mode and check it out. I mean, quite a lot of the people I've seen so far can actually get pretty fucking granular as well, so they go really quite deep on it, which is cool. But I'm quite happy just for my first attempt. This is my first map that I'm working on, so I'm not too fussed about it being not 100% perfect. But I want to make something that I can actually stand inside of in VR and be like, you know what, I made that. that's pretty interesting. Cool. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly outlined, but still, you know, you can try and make an alright effort at it. We get a little bit of creative freedom as well. So once the maps are actually set out, we can like colour it and make it look however we want. Take bits and add some stuff in as well. You know, just all in all, make it however you want. I actually found out there was a bit of an issue as well with some of the Quixel mega scans, uh, trying to actually get the master materials to work. It was a bit of a bastard, and originally wouldn't display correctly. It was quite strange, but when you first try and apply something onto like a texture or material, for example, like let's have a little look at this one on here. If we go down and check out like materials, so I've got everything installed on here from the mega scans. There's like Warzone and stuff as well, so you can have like Warzone. There's like 3D assets, master materials, and then there's like decals and all kinds of stuff. So what we got on here? So let's look for a wall. So castle, wall, rubble city, cement. Okay. So yeah, there's like cement bits and bobs, like debris you can throw down. They're all sort of like photo scanned as well, so it's really cool. Let's have a look on here. So we'll look for some materials. So materials, so surface, square cobblestone. So just for the sake of it, I'll throw down any old thing just in a minute, just so you kind of get an idea of it. Let's have a look. Scatter 3D maps, 3D asset, decals, maps, master materials. Probably on 4. Because some of them, like you get like actual assets as well. There's like curbstones and things like that. Surface. So asphalt road, smooth, and then once you've found something you like, so let's have a look. Sidewalk. So I mean, I don't really know what this one is. Sidewalk, tactile tile. So you go in there and you can see the material. Initially that wasn't going on anything, but like you can kind of double click it. This might be a little bit slower because I'm pretty much smashing my CPU by actually streaming. Oh, and the fact that it's 8K textures as well. Bloody hell. Lighting needs to be rebuilt. 29 objects. I think that's gonna what it's thinking about doing now. Probably shouldn't have done that because I'm kind of froze out for a second. I suppose while I am froze out, I'll have a little look, see if we've got anything going on. I can't even see that. I'm guessing it's not working. I don't know. Anyway, we'll carry on for now. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we're in. And as you can see, you can kind of check it from all different angles. So you can kind of check it what it looks like. So these are really super high res, you know. So you can go proper granular on it. And they're like sort of sidewalk tiles. And they're really crazy detailed. Maybe if I show it unlit as well, you might better see a bit better. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. And there's like loads of them. There's like thousands and thousands. Lot of they're basically just travelled the world. It's crazy. Oh, absolutely crazy that they you know can't believe they travelled the world. Let's have a look at this one. This one's going to take a while to load up as well. So I think yeah, it must be taking a bit doing the streaming side of things as well. Might even have a little look on my phone actually. So there's some pretty awesome like videos from Unreal and some nice tutorials as well. So it's well worth a look. Trying to check out some stuff on there as well. Let's have a look. It's auto saving, which is nice. Okay, yeah. So these are the sort of like brickworks, and you get like proper like parallax as well. So you can kind of they kind of go in wherever the light's hitting, and when you sort of put them in the game, it might look better if we put it on a I don't know something just like a might better put it on a square. I don't know why it's on a cube for now. But yeah, this looks so nice when you're in there. I mean, look at that detail, man. That's crazy detail. Oh, you see those little marks on the brick and that. And depending on the angle of it, it's crazy. Another thing you can do with that as well is you can actually make another material based on this material. And these are like the UV maps here and the normals. So like the normals and that is like basically how much pop out you got. You can make some like if you change this, it's got a slider on it. You can make it really pop out a lot. So like you can make your bricks and completely stand out and change the shade of things in here. So all of these mega scans are combinable as well. You can have overlay materials and rub away edges to reveal like a subtexture. I don't know how to do any of that shit just yet, but I see some geezers doing it on YouTube and it looked mental. But let's just for now, let's get that on a wall. It's going to take a while, I imagine, for that to happen. I probably won't do too much more of that with the 8K assets. I just wanted to see it on a wall. I think it's going to be adding that on. Might come back to that as well. Okay, carry on building for now. Don't know what this shit was before. Was that actually gaps? Yeah, that's supposed to be the whole way across. And we'll make that a bit bigger. Yeah, another thing that might be affected by as well is the master materials of that. So if I have a look at the master materials, sometimes if you go inside there, you have to, there's like something you have to tick. It's to do with tessellation, and it won't apply it properly. So you have to kind of go inside on the details thing. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so in here, where are we? There's something called details, and where is it? Tessellation. Okay, yeah, that's right. So you have to tick that. So crack free display. That's the reason that it's not working. So if you double click that, so it's off, and then just like save. And then that, because that's a master material, that should cascade down to all the materials that rely on that one. So it's a bit of a ball ache doing that sort of stuff, but like it is needed to be done. So to be honest, all of them in this folder that use this, like brickwork and that, need to have it done. So it's a bit of a bastard. We'll go and do it though, just to be quick. Where are we? It's under tessellation. It took me ages to work out how to do this as well, because you can apply the actual textures and they look fine, but they're just completely flat, and it basically doesn't, it uses the single part of it and doesn't actually apply all the rest of the stuff on it as well. It's a little bit annoying. Let's have a look. That one's done. Just going to quickly smash through this. Tessellation. Right, cracked. Save. I did do this last time, but it must have only done it for like the bit that I was in, which I think it was like asphalt and the ground textures. So maybe I've got to go in and do it for all of them, which is not going to happen today. But I just wanted to quickly go through these ones and do it. It won't be a second though. Tessellation. Save. Cool. Okay. That one's that one's already off. So we'll save that one. Yo, that looks different, so we'll just leave that one be. Same with the noise on that one. I think this one's a separate thing. Cool. Save. Last one. And we'll start showing you what these textures look like. So it seems as though it's actually already gone on that other one that I dropped down. Tessellation, crack free, and save. Alright, so for some reason that was the issue that stopped you throwing down these really high quality textures on top of like geometry. I mean, you could put them down on like static meshes, no worries, but for some reason you couldn't put it down on the geometry. And this geometry here, like, I could probably do with having a geyser to see how high this is going to be. Right, so we can get a geyser from down here, Unreal Mannequin, mesh, and we can just drag him in. Cool. So we can use him for scale, and also to see like how you're going to texture, how you can scale your textures on here as well. And the thing about this, like, whereas if these are just like the standard geometry, so on here you've got like geometry here, which is what we're using to make this. But if you go on to like basic, you can just, if I drop down like a normal cube like that, that is like a different sort of asset, so like you can't really change anything on that. So if I get the same texture from here, like that, if I just grab that, or I'll try and find it in here actually, clean brickwork, surface, and here. Right, so if I try and whack that on there, it goes on the same, but when I click on that, it's not got a scaling feature for it. I'll show you what I mean by that. So like it is what it is. It looks nice and that, but like you can't really do a lot with it. It just is what it is. Whereas these ones over here, I'll turn my speed down a little bit. I'm going a bit quick. So on my speed, on this here, once you've got on here, you've got like these, yeah, this part here. So you've got surface properties and that. So like on here, you could have the brickwork and change the scale of it. So we could have it, rather than this would be 1%, so we can change it to 2, and then have it like that one at 2, and then apply, and you can see that the brickwork goes bigger than that. Or if you wanted it on 45s, well, obviously we don't, but it's still a handy thing to know about. And then you can kind of do that. So I think that looks kind of cool. But when you get right in, I mean, it looks pretty mental, to be honest. So you can change all kinds of stuff to do with that as well. So if we rebuild the light, I might even whack it on a few of these walls as well, just to see, and then just rebuild the light. It'll take a minute for that to do. Cool. Map check complete. Warning. Oh, I think it's just warning that it took a while to do. It's probably because I'm streaming it. I don't know. Yeah, so one of the things we can do as well. So in here we can have light. We can have skylight. We'll drag one of them in, and we'll just drag it on here. Move it up a little bit, and I think we can change the properties of that as well. I don't really know a lot about the lighting, to be honest, for skylights, other than we need one in here. I don't even know if, not too sure, to be honest. But it's kind of a nice feature though, eh? That looks mad. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't want to have it like a prison yard, obviously, and obviously you'll spend a bit more time messing around with it, but overall that's pretty cool how easy it is just to get in some stuff in here. And just you can even do stuff as well, like right click on that, with the actual texture, you can do it. I can't remember how to do it actually. I think it's like, oh, it's gone. It's gone. I'll have to check again on the video for that one. But you could literally, there's a way of clicking on this material, and then you can add it to all adjacent pieces. So like that'd be like every single wall that's got that, it would be touched by it, which is crazy, to be honest. I need to have a little look at doing that, but it's a really cool shortcut, especially if you're going to be smashing out stuff really quick. But we'll just X out of that again now. Clear out some of these textures. I don't really want it on here, so I'm just Control Z in it for now. I think we're okay. So yeah, I wanted to show you some of the quality over here as well. We've got like this part of the scene we've got installed as well is just this Unreal asset over here. So that Unreal have actually made their own little scene that you can kind of like go in and grab bits and bobs of it. Too slow now, so we'll put that to a 3 maybe, or 2. Yeah, check this out. So you've got some really nice bits that you can go in and take. Use these nice assets with like scrolling text and stuff. Look how cool that is. Really shiny materials. Smoke effects and that. So if we go into play mode, I don't even know if it's gonna allow that. Lighting needs to be rebuilt again. We'll do its thing. Okay. Static light is currently building. Please cancel it to proceed. No, we'll let it do its thing. So yeah, you've got like these really nice looking assets, and in here as well you've got directional lights coming off there. Really cool. And you can go and grab loads of stuff and start putting it down once you've you know, and all of this stuff. I mean, that looks like what, some sort of crazy Dyson Hoover look. I mean, yeah, at the minute the floor's in the way. I don't really want to remove it yet, just in case it does my scene in, because I'm using that what do you call it, kill zone template while I do my building. But like, look at this, man. You can go and click on a monitor, and then that's it. You're like, yeah, I want a monitor. So you hold down your Alt. There you go. You got a monitor. Go and use it, and take it off and copy it and paste it where you want. So it's really good to know that you've got all these little assets, and that's kind of why I imported this little scene. Like, it's nice little bits and bobs that you can take around and use them. You know what I mean? We've got like a waiting room. We've got like some cool little bits and bobs here that you can just use for your scene. You know what I mean? It's really nice. So I'm pretty excited, and considering that I've tried to do this before and get in, I was really excited just to find that, you know what, if you put your mind to something, you can do it. You can go and do it. Which one am I working on? There we go, over here. Nice. We'll start smashing out some more shapes. Put it back down to 4. I think 4 is the standard speed, which feels really slow when you're in top-down view like I am. So maybe we'll do a 6 or a 7, maybe 6. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Alright. So a good thing to think of as well is, like, these will all be parallels. These will all be parallels as well. So depending on how you're working with the scene, that you only have to kind of adjust a few different bits and bobs in order to just to quickly block it out. Shouldn't take too long, you know. Alright, X. Cool. Yeah, I'm not going to be like extra. Another nice thing about that as well, yeah, if you copy this piece here, the angle that it's already on, you should be able to like copy it and then like right click it, and then you can transform mirror. Is it this one? No, it's the other one. So transform mirror Y. I can't remember which one it was. Transform mirror X. Oh, I can't remember. But you can kind of change the angle of it. Maybe it's because it's already on 90s. But if you adjust it, I thought it was going to like reappear like that. So I think I'm going to have to manually do it. Angle change. I think it's more like that. We'll see. Yeah, that kind of looks right. Kind of looks right. I'll make it a bit shorter. X. So what I will be doing as well, I'm going to be linking down in the description whenever this goes live. If I put it live, that is. I don't know if I can be asked. If I do put it live, I'll put down a link to the stuff that's been helping me out. We'll copy that, bang it over. There's some fairly decent tutorials out there, to be honest, that sort of like absolute beginner steps as well. But I'm just absolutely shocked at how much more intuitive it is once you actually do give it a chance and sort of give it a go. You can go in here, and I think one of the most exciting things from being like a VR user is the fact that you can actually go and check out your own environments in games like that you've built, and that like you can make something and go and check it out. I think that's fantastic. Genuinely can't wait to see if I can make anything worthwhile. Cool, that'll do. Alright, change this angle now. Yeah, that's nice, that's bob on. Yeah, so one of the things that I will show you as well quickly was like using these brush settings to change the size of your geometry is a far better solution when it comes to like painting. So if I clone this out now and just like use that to make it shorter, and then if I use these tools here, you can actually make them bigger by using them like that. Whereas now, if I drag that on there, the textures are mash up. Whereas if I drag that on there, everything's kind of stayed intact. Oh, a bit quick there. You can, oh, I need to turn my speed down a little bit. Probably 3. So you can kind of see that that one's maintained everything correctly and looks decent, whereas this one looks mash up because you've stretched the original asset. So if I go back now, click on this asset and make it smaller, same thing applies. And you basically like ruined it, you know. If I make it bigger that way, you can kind of ruin the assets, or well, maybe you want that desired effect as well, but like, you know, make it look less uniform or whatever. But still, I don't think that moving it that way is the way to go, because you kind of break the way that it should that it thinks it should be. So it's always better to resize using the other method, in my opinion, from an absolute novice perspective, of course. Right. Yeah, one of the handy things about working on the same plane as well is like you can kind of use that pretty much there or thereabouts. Use it for like this as well. So boom. Although saying that, I don't want those textures on there, so I'm going to back up. Cool. Okay. Delete. Another interesting thing you can do as well, say you want to get to a piece like that, you can make it bigger, fit in the gap, like perfectly fit in there. We'll say probably like that. Looks good there, except it's got a doorway in the middle here. So what you can do, still bang it in the line, just so you can kind of see roughly where your door is going to be, and then you can actually like import some geometry, click on a box, but rather than add, you can subtract the box. So whenever you drag it in, I'll try and get a little bit closer on this one as well, just so you can see it better. So you can kind of resize and make doorways and that. So we can make a big old doorway with a subtractive box like here. So I'll put that down there, and then change the angle of it like that. Then we can whack it in the hole. Winner. You made a subtractive, although I don't know why it's got brick walls on it. I should have, because I've got this selected, I think. But yeah, anyway, you can rechange that to whatever you want, you know. And yeah, so now you've got a nice hole in the wall that you can make, you know, much bigger. And because this is an invisible hole, it don't really matter about messing anything up, because you're not going to see anything, because you could make that a big old hole, you know what I mean? Make a hanger door or whatever, and then position it, and then, you know, move it up a bit, whatever you want. Cool. Or even just a gap in the walls. But anyway, that's just yeah, something to think about. It's pretty cool though, huh? So we'll rescale that a little bit, downsize, and downsize like that, probably like that. I don't know, maybe that's good enough, maybe it ain't. We'll have a little look in a minute. Yeah, that'll probably do for now. We can always move that. Another thing as well is if you press, because when you click off of that, it's going to disappear, right? So like you can't find it anymore. So another thing to do as well is if you press like Control Z, you'll have it in here. It's selected, so you have a little look in your list of things in here. We've got here box, that one. So this is like the invisible brush box, yeah. So right click it, and then if you need to, if you've moved it somewhere and you can't remember, like edit, rename, and just put it as like invis box. Although I don't know if it's going to let you do, oh hang on, it might let you do spaces. Let's have a look. Yeah, now we're good. Sometimes it don't let you do spaces on certain things. Alright, we'll save again. Cool. And put it on quick. 6 maybe. Yeah. Yep. yeah, it's difficult to know like where all the holes and stuff need to be. So for now though, at least we'll just block it out roughly. We can always change it around a little bit. And yeah, that's kind of cool. Although I think it's a bit on the piss. I think it's a little bit drunk. We'll see. Yeah, maybe that. A little bit longer. Again, this isn't going to be perfect for now though. I'm going to hit it again later on. Make another pass on it. Cool. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, this is super rough now. Super rough. But overall, it's coming on pretty good. Needs to be a bit smaller. Okay, that's kind of looking good. I think on this one there's a stairway as well. There's like a stairwell that goes here up to this floor, a little bit like that. Oh shit! Try spinning that. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. I don't know how to adjust the geometry on stairs yet. I haven't really messed with stairs. Step length, width. Oh, there we go. Step width. Boom. Yeah, it looks good. And we'll go back to that one. Guessing we can make the height a bit more as well. Need to make sure that it sits right though. That's kind of flush though. I'm kind of sure that's flush. So another thing we could do is just raise that up. Boom. Like that. And make it a bit wider. And then make another one. Oh shit, I don't know if I can. Oh, can we alt and drag it? I wonder if it's because I've still got it selected. Okay. 1 3 17. Let's try another one. Oh fuck. I know why. Because it's on subtractive. Twat. Add. Oh, I can't believe I've done that. So 30, 20, 13, 17, 13, 17. Okay. Right, 13, 17. Let's back that up. Okay. That's annoying. And delete. So add stair. Boom. Spin it. Maybe. And 13, 17. Let's just type it. 13, 17. And we'll drag it back. Boom. We should then be able to like move it up. Is that the one? and now it's not that. We should be able to take it out and get another one. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, we'll mess with the height another time. I might just leave some stairs on the deck, just so we know that there's going to be stairs there, so we can just whack them down there. Boom. Yeah, that'll do for now. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. Which means we can probably mess around with the heights on things as well. And I don't know why I've got that fucking brickwork on it as well, which is annoying. Alright. Anyway, we can move them out and change them another time, but they're fine for now. Cool. The nice thing about having that parallel as well is I can just drag that over. Boom. Like, I'm not really showing how you can kind of like increase your speed. Either you can get really fast as well. I'm only kind of doing singles because I'm sort of laying the outline of the map. But once you're putting stuff together, like say you want another exact same building, yeah, like you can kind of click on here. If you hold down the control button, you can click on stuff like that and like start copying like mass assets together, sort of thing. So you're copying all this stuff here. I don't want that though. So that and that. Say you've got what you want. Once you've got it, you hold down the Alt key and then you kind of drag it up. Oh, I don't know what I've done with that. Let's have a look. Control Z. Right, so let's just say we're over here, and you can move it like Alt. There we go. So now we've got a complete copy of whatever we had before. So once you start doing like big, so if you're working on a lot of stuff that's the same, sort of like same height, you know what I mean? Say you wanted a second floor or whatever. I've just done something weird with that. Let's just go back. Control Z. So yeah, I'm going to go back again before anything weird happens. But you see what I'm saying? How like you can just copy over whole buildings and paste whole buildings. So if you were building like a city that has quite a lot of generic shapes and stuff like that, you can copy loads at the same time. That's kind of the point I'm trying to say. But I think the problem is at the minute, this piece here with all this weird stuff on, like the map outline, like the template, that essentially is a piece of wall that I've just made massive. So I'm kind of made things hard for myself a little bit. But once I've laid down the outline, I'm just gonna actually delete that and generate a landmass, which should be cool. Alright, so I can get on that. We'll move that down. And we'll make another one. And flip it 90. Although that kind of doesn't look right. It's not really on the line, is it? Doesn't look like these buildings are actually like on. They look like they're a bit on the piss. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe they were designed that way, or maybe the picture is not a flush square plumb view, which would be annoying. But still, it'll add some variety to the buildings, I guess. Look a bit better, than a bit less boring. X. Nice. I think that'll do. done quite a bit actually. That's looking alright. So just for reference, if I click on this, which it won't let me do, which might be a problem, I think I might need to individually select it. What's that shit? Mesh. I think I need to work out which bit it is and select it from here and then delete it that way. Decoration. Cube. I'm not even sure, you know, but we'll come to that bridge anyway when we do, and I'll find it in this long list of assets that we've got. There's a load of stuff in there. Decal. Nice. So yeah, that's nearly it, you know, nearly it for kind of hitting it out. We've got what that last building to do over there, which is in line with these buildings over here, which is nice, which is going to be quick. I was going to mess around, but now I might just do it quickly because it won't take long. Boom. Nice. And there we go. Yep. And that means that these ones will be should be in line as well. So I'm going to steal that one over here, start dragging it down. Is it in line? Close enough. Yeah. That's handy as well. So we can use that there and drag it over here. I have one there as well. Handy. And same with this one really as well. We can just like copy it out. It's really useful, this sort of thing, when you've got a lot of clones. It's really handy. And boom, this one here. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking to go with like a sort of cyberpunk sort of, you know, sort of city style map with like, you know, make it all look a bit mad. But I'm interested if anyone is actually watching this. I mean, again, I can't seem to view whether I'm streaming or not. OBS said I was streaming, so I'm gonna say yeah. I don't even know if you guys find this interesting. You might think this is the most boring thing you've ever seen in your life, and do you know what? I wouldn't blame you, because to be honest, it's difficult to constantly chat when you're trying to concentrate on stuff, on something that's still really new. I think one of the things that I was trying to get across though is the fact that even though if you've not tried something before, do you know what I mean? It's really scary. Like I was pretty daunted. It's daunting thinking about like wanting to try and make something in a game engine, you know. And I've got some really cool ideas. I've got some really cool ideas. Would love to really get involved and, you know, make something, but it's quite off-putting as well. If you encounter difficult situations and you can't find a solution and it takes a long time, puts you off, man. You know what I mean? You just think, well, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna quit. And it's hard to stay positive when something's really difficult and you feel like you ain't getting anywhere. You know what I mean? Like if you feel like you ain't gonna get anywhere, things really do not seem as fun. You know what I mean? Like it's really difficult for something to remain focused and find things when it's a chore. Do you know what I mean? That's the last thing you want from making games. I mean, I've always wanted to make something, and I always used to love messing around with like do you ever remember like Far Cry on the Xbox 360 had like an editor, and you could mess around and make maps and that, and it was really really cool. It was like great. It was really really great. Like straight up one of the coolest things about that game. You know, I played more making maps than I did actually making games. You know, making levels and stuff. And one of the things also that I would want to mention about that is like, it's half of the trouble is just understanding the interface. And I think once you can get your head around that, then you can kind of put yourself and apply it and do it. You know. And I'm not going to bore you about that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? But I think it's doable. And that was actually like my New Year's resolution this year, was to actually have a go, pick up a game engine, and actually try. Because the amount, I mean, it's easy to moan, you know, about like the lack of good games in the VR scene at the moment. It's so easy to moan about that. But then, as soon as you have a go and you try and mess around with some of the engines and stuff, you think actually it's hard. Like it's some of it is pretty hard, and like these guys know mad stuff. I mean, I don't know nothing. I want to learn it, and there's tutorials and stuff everywhere, but it's hard. So you know, I think New Year's resolution for this year: try and learn something. Try and learn something to do with game dev. And you know, Unreal's my platform of choice. So watch this space. It's going to do it for fun. And if I make anything decent, even if it is just like a multiplayer maps and whatever, with basic stuff like that, I'll probably have to like get some blueprints and stuff for like the shooting aspects of it. But if I make anything decent, I'll release it for free. I think just bang it up on Steam. You know what I mean? Just to see if we can get a free game out there to maybe build upon. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we can have like an open project where people work together and try and make something that was alright. We'll see. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I'm just gonna make something that I can stand inside of, you know? I don't know. Would be good though, wouldn't it? To actually have something out on Steam. That'd be nice. And it gets ripped to shreds by the community. You're like, no. You can kind of imagine how they'd feel. I think that's right. If you want to see some more of this, I mean, I don't know if you even do, but I just wanted to let you know what I'm up to at the minute. If you do want to see some more of this stuff, though, let me know. I'm definitely interested to hear your thoughts on it. Maybe I'll plan the next one a bit better. But yeah, this is literally like hour zero pretty much. You know what I mean? I've not put much time at all. Oh, wrong button. I'm literally a couple of days of reading. Realistically, I'm probably played with this probably maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I've done a bit of reading on it as well. I'm gonna need some help though to like, implement other things on it. I'd imagine that part will be quite hard. I would say one of the most annoying things about it that I've experienced so far, actually like using the engine, is when you're first setting up a build, like that can take a long time. Like it can take a really really long time. Let's have a save that now. We'll save it. I'll show you what I mean. In fact, I won't just yet. But like the assets that you download from the store, they're all free and that, and like you can import them into your project. So you just click on add to project, and then before you know it, you've got a load of assets that you've got waiting to go. But like they take a long old time to download. I don't know if there's a better way of doing it, but them Quixel ones as well, download all the 8K stuff. I don't want the 8K stuff, you know what I mean? I just want like 4K stuff, you know what I mean? No one's really playing games at 8K at the moment, so I think it's kind of a bit crazy to actually start adding 8K assets to your game, you know? I think that's a bit mental, to be honest, but I suppose they're future-proofing themselves, aren't they? And, you know what I mean? That's kind of pretty much lifelike stuff. Like, if you have a look at Quixel, go and check out some Quixel stuff on the old YouTube. You type in some like Unreal Engine Quixel, you'll see some mad stuff on there. Some of this stuff actually, like the fact that it's not plumb straight, is actually probably a good thing as well. Because like I'm kind of going for like a bit ghetto. Do you know what I mean? But some of these places I want to look a bit ghetto, like run down, dark, dingy, like night time, like raining, and you know what I mean, like boxes everywhere, and like just really run down. I think that would be cool. Nice. I imagine this is probably some sort of stairwell, so I don't want to box that in just yet because I think that's a stairwell. Alright, there we go. So, pretty much done. I don't know what's in this building over here. I don't know what this signifies. Maybe I'll box it off anyway. Got a couple of things I suppose we can do with that. Won't take long just to finish it off, will it? So we'll move that up. We'll just put a couple more in. There's one there. That looks kind of good. And we'll move maybe something there as well. Kind of looks like there's something going on there. And maybe like that. Okay. Ooh, yeah, we'll wall off this little piece here as well. We can do that. And this has actually got some bits inside there. So we can drag that back a little bit. Move it forward. Like that. Kind of getting close to the point where I'm thinking that we're kind of getting near done for this video. I'm just going to wrap it up. I wanted to box off all the outside and that, which I think we have done. I'm just going to double check some of these pieces. Just going to make sure that they're kind of lined up. Yeah, that looks alright. Getting close. Let's have a little look then. Yeah, it's kind of good. Kind of happy with that. So I'm going to drag one of them out. Just trying to find similar pieces to the same sort of angle. So like that one there, we'll whack that in. Move it up. Boom. And this one's on the same as well. So we'll copy that one over. That's similar. That should just slot in. Boom. And we'll make that longer on the X. So it kind of, you don't want to get out of the map basically. Alright, so we'll save that. And I'm going to build, which should rebuild the geometry lighting. Should take a moment for that to catch up. All the little new walls that we'll put in. And then we'll have a little walk around. Okay, so map complete, error. So I think the only error there is the fact that it took a while to save, which is kind of understandable as I'm streaming at the same time. It's going to rebuild its lighting down here, which I'm going to let that carry on with, and start simulating the game. Just got to wait for the lighting. So let's have a little look. Oh shit. So what I do want to see, I'm going to turn that down a bit. My speed's mental. We'll put it at like 2. 4. We'll put it at 4. Cool. Yeah, it looks good. So a little bit off there, you know. Yeah, it looks good. So that bit's not linked up. So we can go and click on that. Make that a little bit bigger. And this is just probably what the next situation is going to be for this one. I'm just going to bang that off, make sure that that's tied in the wall, and then carry on. This is kind of cool, you know. We've got some shit going on here. Look, got a nice little room in that geezer. Yes then, yes then. We'll get a box. We can delete that box. So yeah, this is nice. So I think this is the first part of just making sure that everything's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Making sure that the map has got nice flow to it. Everything kind of like should kind of open out as well. So over here, there's got to be a way out somewhere. Let's have a look. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, right, yeah. So we'll probably whack a door in there. It's just things like that, you know what I mean? Whack a door in there, whack a door in there, and then we'll go on to the next part. We'll check it out over here. So we've got some nice little piece down here. So yeah, there's probably something down there, maybe like some boxes to hide behind, probably a couple of doors as well, you know, just like into the outside world. So maybe like a door over there. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, this is alright. Yeah, nice little space there. Probably a door just here. Boom. Go through. Yep. it's alright. So that's a problem. So we'll make that match up. Make the X bigger. Cool, yep. Still looks a bit wank. Let's have a look. Pop, pop. Yep. Probably bang in some invisible door things to get in there, like, we'll need to get in there. This is cool. Okay, so we're missing that, that's fine, that's a quick fix. Alright, so we'll get that. Copy that. Alt. Boom. And we'll move it up halfway. And move it on the X again. Oh, is that auto-saving, I think? Oh, I think I added some textures by accident. Oh well. Yep. And we'll take this one as well. Lovely. And we'll shrink the X down. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That looks pretty sick. So there's a couple more walls and stuff going on over here. I'm not too sure what to do with that, but we'll just get one for now. X. We'll do that for now. Pretty much bob on. Yep. We'll take that bit. I mean, yeah, I've pretty much like straight ripped out a map from somewhere, but you could, being honest, you don't have to rip out your favourite map from another game. You can go and rip out anything, you know what I mean? You can go and have a look on Google, take a picture on Google, do you know what I mean? Like, get some, if you find have a look on Street View, find some sick, awesome place on Street View and that needs to be shut off here. That's the edge of the map, so we need to shut that down. Okay, we'll take that, copy it, and whack it in the hole. Boom. And make it smaller. Nice. That looks like a piece of wall there as well, so probably some sort of tunnel system here, do you reckon? That might be stairs. Yes, I think that's stairs and a bridge. I think that shit's a bridge there. So yeah, that's some sort of, yeah, that's right, there's some sort of turret on top of, oh dear, what have I done now? What the fuck? Let's control Z that. What have I done now? That was kind of lucky. We'll control Z that. There we go. I must have done something crazy there, but we've got it back. It's all good. So we'll do that for now. And I think we're kind of there, you know. So that one, we'll take that one. And we will use that here. Make that a bit smaller. And then copy that over there. Yeah. Copy this one. Drag that in the hole. Make it smaller. Nice. Copy it. And drag it in the hole. I think I didn't copy it. Dope. Using a wireless keyboard. Maybe that was definitely pressing it. And that one. Boom. Drag it over. I'll have a look closer down at that one. I might kind of keep that a little bit longer. Kind of goes in with there, doesn't it? So make that just a little bit longer. Like that. Yeah, I quite like that. We'll copy that and use that to there. Making it a bit shorter. Boom. We can make a hole in that. So we'll have a little look at it, set things up. That needs to go. That needs to be cleaner though. So maybe that'll make that a bit bigger. Yep. And yep. And that's all right. Tiny little bit more. But it does both sides, so you have to remember that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, nice one. Okay. That looks a bit messy there. We can probably move that out a little bit. Hide the ugliness in the wall. Yeah, that's good. I think we're kind of good. Oh, what's this? That's the next map, that's fine. So this map's going around. I need to speed up my camera. Put it on about 6 or 7. Yeah, that'll do. So I need to do something there. We can do that in the map. That's a door for sure. So we'll copy that over and whack it in the hole. That's what she said. Yeah, that'll do. We can sort that out and make it look nicer another time. Yeah, it's good. Oh yeah, still a big old gap out here. You can get into the main world, so we need to lock that off. Which I can do with one of these. I'll grab that. And we'll spin it. And then we can move it in the hole. Oops. Is that getting, that takes you out of the map as well, so that needs shutting. It's just the little gameplay things to make sure, you know, when you say make sure, like minimize as much as possible the ability to break what you're doing. I think from a gameplay perspective, you don't want people to be able to just run outside your map, you know what I mean? So you kind of want it blocked in so people don't just can't leave the map, you know. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. We can do something with that at some point. That's just the exterior that I'm just checking now. Yep, looks good. Kind of looks watertight. Apart from that bit there, that's not watertight. So we can sort that out now. Boom. Cool. Cool. Is it watertight? Yep. I think the water's... Oh, no. Nearly. I was going to say, don't jinx yourself, man. Alright. X. Cool. Alright. That's made me doubt myself again. Fuck. Alright. Yep. Yep, we're good there. Good there. Good there. Yep. Okay. So I think from a gameplay perspective, that is watertight. So the edge of the map boundaries are laid. So that's cool. There we go. So I want to be able to work out how to get rid of this bloody monstrosity of a template now. I need to work out which one it is. Let's rebuild the lighting. So yeah, scale wise, I don't know how this is going to sit in the world. I just brought the Unreal mannequin in on set. Yep, took a time to save, so that's fine. Auto saving, yep, sweet. I'm going to manual save it as well, just to double make sure. Let's have a look. So where are we? I'm kind of happy with that. Yeah, kind of happy with that. So I need to work out which one is this asset. Wish I'd have named it, you know. Wish I'd have named it. Oh, is that it? It's a decal. No. I can't work it out. Anyway, I'm going to shut this one down. I am going to actually have a little look. I don't know if anyone's watching. I don't know nothing. So I'm going to see, just on the off chance, that there is actually anyone out there, see if there's any questions or whatever. Let's have a little look. All quiet on the Western Front. Wow, very nice. Well, there we go, guys. So that's me done. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye bye.